Hey everyone, welcome to my new channel. I've really missed doing foundation reviews and I wanted that to be a staple part of this channel. So without rambling on too much, today I wanted to review the Maybelline Dream Satin Foundation. My shade is 2 Fair Beige. This foundation has been out for a long time now, I believe, but this shade is brand new and I'm going to be showing you how I apply this and just give you a few of my thoughts on this foundation and the finish of it and what I think of it. Let's get started. As you can see, I have quite pale skin. My skin is dry, but I have PCOS, so I am prone to the occasional hormonal breakout, or in today's case, the odd planet living on my chin. So I've already done all my skincare routine and put some primer on. This is a really forgiving foundation formula. I have applied this with a damp sponge and I've applied it with a brush similar to this one. Both of them have turned out really well. So today I'm going to be applying it with the brush. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, if you're wondering. I don't know if this is my imagination, but I find that whenever I apply something with the brush, it just tends to last that little bit longer throughout the day and I get the coverage that I want a little bit more quickly as well. So if you did want something kind of just a bit more sheer, then definitely go in with the sponge or your fingers, but today I just want to get a little bit more coverage, so I'm going to be using this. So this is the side of my face that has the foundation on, and this is the side without. As you can see, it definitely hasn't covered all of my redness. There's still quite a bit showing, especially around my jawline where I have the most pigmentation, but it has evened things out really nicely. I think for work or for an everyday basis, this is a really beautiful foundation. And I don't know if you can see this and appreciate it on camera, but it genuinely doesn't look like I am wearing any foundation. It looks like my skin, but just a little bit more perfected. I'm just going to put some on the other side of my face now. I kind of start out where it's a little bit more pigmented, which for me is my cheeks and my jawline. And then I just sort of blend it out. And then I do a mix of stippling and kind of sweeping motions, just depending on how much coverage I need. I will say that when you use a brush, it does absorb a little bit more of the product, but I personally don't mind that. So this is one even layer throughout the face. You could definitely leave this at one layer if you have better skin than me, but because I have a bit of skin redness that I'm quite self-conscious about, I am going to just build it up on those layers where I need it. So I'm just going to be using a damp beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques one, and I'm just going to be building it up just by going directly on the areas that are still a little bit pink. This foundation does blend and build really beautifully, so I can easily add my extra layer and it doesn't get cakey, it doesn't gather together, which I love. I wouldn't say you could build this up to like a full Instagram level coverage or anything like that, but it's definitely medium buildable, which is going to be more than enough for most people. So this is what the foundation looks like now. I definitely wouldn't say that the coverage is perfect. It's not 100% full coverage. If you have acne, you are still going to need to go in with concealer. I still have a lot of freckles showing through. I have a bit of blue under my eyes showing through, and I've still got a little bit of redness showing through even after 2 layers of building this up. But it does look beautiful, it looks natural, it looks like I'm not wearing foundation. It's got this really nice kind of dewiness to it. Anyone with dry skin is going to absolutely love this. So I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and fix my hair, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've put the rest of my makeup on now so you get a better idea of what it looks like on an everyday basis. I would normally add a little bit of mineral powder or extra concealer somewhere around here. My skin does look a little bit blotchy, and that did make it harder to add contour and blush because I feel like I didn't want to emphasize that bit of redness just there, but it's nothing too bad. I think for a natural everyday look, I'm not too worried about the blush anyway. I would still happily go to work like this. I would happily go to the shops or just wear this on an everyday basis. For something like filming YouTube videos, I would probably want something with a bit more coverage to it, or maybe I would mix it with something else. I wouldn't say this is a long wearing foundation just from the times that I have tried this so far. I'll try not to touch it up too much for the purpose of this review, but obviously I am going to be in the office, I am going to have to interact with human beings today, so if I do look like a major grease ball, then I will have to touch it up, and I'll let you know if I do that. Hey everyone, I'm back from work now. The foundation's been on for quite some time now, and considering it doesn't claim to be long lasting or anything like that, I think it's actually held up quite well. I do look a little bit dewy, but I definitely didn't get too shiny during the day. However, there were some parts of my face where the foundation broke down, mainly just on the end of my nose and on my chin. That's where I get quite oily during the day. Even though I have dry skin, I think it's quite dehydrated as well, because it can eat some makeup and just drink it up if I'm not careful. So with that in mind, I did touch it up with some concealer at about 4 o'clock, but to be honest, I'm not sure if anyone would have noticed apart from me, because I was looking at myself in the mirror. I think it has kind of worn away a little bit here and up here because I wear glasses during the day, and I think it definitely looks a bit shiny just around my nose area and just below my nose as well, but it's not too bad. Considering I've had this on all day, it is not bad at all. I think if you have dry skin, you're going to absolutely love this foundation, because I didn't have any kind of caking or flaking during the day at all. It didn't cling to any patches or anything like that. I think I'm definitely going to be using a setting spray when I wear this to the office in the future, but I would be very happy to wear this again. I do really like how it looks. It's worn up really well. It hasn't oxidized at all during the day, which has really impressed me. So all in all, I do quite like this. If you couldn't already tell by the tone of this review, I do really like this foundation. I would definitely recommend it for people who like the natural look, for people who want a dewy finish, who want a foundation that can be worn either really sheared out and really light, or can be built up to a comfortable medium finish, and I think a lot of people will really get on with this. I probably wouldn't recommend it if you have oily skin, but they have the Maybelline Fit Me foundation for you anyway, and maybe I'd be a little bit cautious about it if you don't like touching up your makeup for long periods of time. If that was going to be the case, then you'd really need to make sure that you're prepping your skin and using a really good powder and setting spray and all that jazz. But that being said, it doesn't claim to be a long-lasting foundation. It claims to be a poreless perfecting foundation, and on that, it definitely is. It definitely blends in really nicely. It looks like skin. It genuinely looks like skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation at all, which I really love for an everyday look. And of course, it's pale enough for me, so I'm very happy about that. And that's everything. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of foundation reviews on this channel. They are honestly one of my favourite things to film, and I love buying new foundation. So do subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday at 9 AM. Bye!